Hello, this is Peg with Craft Room Stories. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so Justine from House of Mahalo, I'm on one of her Facebook groups. I think it's House of Mahalo Creates or something like that. I'll link her below. But anyway, she wanted us to create something or show actually how we got our start in junk journals. So I thought I would show you. I started off by making these, and I've shown how to make these. I learned how from Natasha from Treasure Books, and I can link, if I can find that video, I can link that below so that you can also know how to make them. I chose to put hymns in mine because I just like that. Oops. And I like this. This is all like nautical, and I have the hymn, "We Have an Anchor." We have an anchor that keeps the soul steadfast and sure while the billows roll. Anyway, oh, that one's upside down. Okay. And that one is, "I Shall See the King." I've got little ribbon on all of them to strengthen and these are pockets. So, and then they're fun, and I will show you. Now, this is not one. But this was the next step I did, was creating just a small journal, and this was a journal cover I had ready to put some papers in. I have not done anything with that yet, so I will put that aside. But these are all, and I just gave these away during COVID as little gifts to help cheer people that were really struggling, you know, with depression or fear or anxiety during the whole COVID debacle. So this is one. Now this is very minimal compared to what I would do. They were huge. Like, I would make them, and they were fat. I'd put several tags in, and they were all floopy with lots of lace and little ribbons and things like that hanging off of them, just to make them really interactive. And I have some pictures of things that I did back then, but I wasn't making videos then, so I don't have any videos. But anyway, I would take, like, this is, I had gotten some free upholstery fabric samples, and I would use those to make pockets because they were super strong. And I would put a pretty tag in those, like I've done here. And this is that single side laminating so that you can glue it down. And we just got some pretty flowers on there. And because this flower was going over the top, I stapled it, so it doesn't bother me to have some staples coming through. And I just made a pretty velvet bow and put some embroidered trim on the inside. And then we've got a fun little purse on a brad and on this little card that you can journal on. And then you open it up, and you've got a couple of tags in here. I always try to put hymns or song lyrics on the tags, which I still do, because then, you know, when people are reading those, they can cheer them. And a couple things here. We've got a pretty little tag there, and just a little something or other. And then in here, we got "Leaning on the Everlasting Arms." Love that. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. Fun. And I made this little journal card. I kind of made a tiny masterboard because I didn't like what was on here, and I was going to back it anyway. So I just made it really sturdy and put "Near to the Heart of God" hymn lyrics on there. Love that. I'm saying a lot. I don't know why. Here we have a couple little just tags. I just realized I didn't ink the back of this one. This was from My Porch Prints, I think, kit that was purple roses, which I didn't do that one either. What's wrong with me? Just falling down on the job, y'all. But you can journal on the back of these, and they're just made to be pretty in the pocket and, you know, cheer people. And then I've got a couple other tags. This one can be journal on the front and the back. I worship the King. And I got these little ladies. This is a freebie from Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. And I love this tag. just felt like that's really lacy and pretty and girly and fun. And, whoop, that butterfly's getting caught. Let me move it to that side. Okay, and then the back, we've got another pocket just like the front. Now, I got one of those and then didn't get the other one. I don't know what I was thinking when I was putting this together. But these, you know, I would still, once I get them made, I like to have some on hand for if somebody's going through a tough time. I can just give them something to cheer their day. And then this one's got Jesus Loves Even Me on that little pretty tag. And I love this upholstery. Good. I can't get this in here. Hold on. Okay, I love this upholstery fabric. It's like raised, kind of velvety feeling. And then normally they were so fat, I would have to put some sort of closure on these, like an elastic closure band I would usually put around it one way or the other. And this one is flat enough. I don't think it needs a closure. I might decide to give a closure to it if I give it to somebody, I don't know. But anyway, that's how that works. I just would do double-sided paper and just make these, and this is how I got my start in junk journaling. I told my sister when she showed me the first big journal she made, I said, I'm never making that. That is too complicated. That is too detailed. I'm not, that would drive me nuts. I got started with these little ones, and then I was hooked, and I love it. Absolutely love it. It just takes all of the crafts I love to do except for cake decorating and combines it. Although Hazel Anaka with Hazel Anaka Design has told me of a way that I could even incorporate cake decorating in my junk journals. Not actual cakes, but using the tips and tools and things like that. So I'm going to get these little things put on this journal, and now you know how I got my start. Okay, hugs. Bye.